Macross 7 is a passionately written, music-driven series. Neki Basara touched my soul and set it on fire as I connected with him on a spiritual level. It's unique that this series abandons the typical background music approach by using the setting and characters instead. Every episode felt like a concert as I screamed along the lyrics. At the same time, a love triangle plays out, while the centrality continues to haunt the humans by stealing their spiritual, including the Plus, Encore, Galaxy, and Dynamite side content in sequel. I experienced something so magnificent it almost surpassed Asha no Joe for me. I listened to Basara's song and sang along. Hey everybody, Hikari o mezase, dancing on the planet Dance. Macross 7 is a spiritually liberating series about a wandering rock star and his unique philosophy on life. He travels the galaxy to sing his songs to friend or foe. I enjoy the feelings of freedom and positive energy he emits. There's a message here to travel the world, to be free and keep struggling. I love how Gamlin's character plays out. At first, he and the viewers don't understand what Basara is doing, as they see Basara singing in the battlefield, only dodging and not attacking. The relationship gets greatly developed, as well as the viewers with Basara as well, as Gamlin and the viewers and even the antagonist begin to understand and also sing along to Basara's song. Hey everybody, Hikari o mezase, I'll go to Mose, dancing on the planet Dance. Hey everybody, Kokoro no Marari, jumping on the planet Dance. Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, Macross 7 in romance, no one knows where we'll go. You think that you will know that little Cupid strange arrow. There is Malene and Chiville, Gamelin and Chijo, Flower Girl and Basara. And then all the emotions run, but I cannot decide. I thought Malene was best, and then Chiville came in. What is Gamlin doing? You will lose your chance, someone else takes the pass. even more get involved? Who do I even root for? But I just can't decide anymore. Why does Macross torture me so? I went into Macross 7 not knowing anything about it, but having seen only the first entry. I went in with an open mind as I often try to, but nothing could have prepared me for the absurd passion and unique piloting of Neki Basara. Even now, after having watched all of it, I still think a lot about this and the intense feelings it left me with. What burned through me is the immense feeling of passion the series flames into the viewers. There's a song in the movie called Heart and Soul. People often laugh when someone says an anime has soul, but there really is. You can feel when the production of an anime feels cheap, catering to the lowest denominator and only trying to make money rather than move the viewers. And you can feel when the staff really had a passion for their series and put this heart and soul into their characters, writing and execution, lessons and themes. Because that same passion rubs off on you, it's recognizable, you can feel it. To my surprise, the reception of Macross 7, where I live, is disappointingly negative. I never got tired of hearing Basara sing, because there is a lot to think about here. Not to say it's also very entertaining and amazing music. From the beginning, he is seen as the next Lin Minmay. Still, the viewers and characters wonder why he sings in the battle, ignorant of the type of power he possesses. A pacifist at heart, but there is nothing passive about the power of his music. The Zentradi here are extremely powerful, and an expanded lore of different class of types is presented here. And the military comes to see the importance of Basara. And yet, he could care less. He's not in it to kill, but to sing. The music of Macross 7 and Firebomber moved me so much, it has become some of my favorite music to listen to and sing karaoke for. It can send an intense feeling with Holy Lonely Light, or move you to emotions with My Soul for You. Basara's unique way of thinking is hard for many to understand. It reminded me of Yaoki Joe, who is also a man who loves his passion in a sincere and uncompromising way. As a result, both Joe and Basara stand up for what they believe in and don't tolerate nonsense. They are not angry, they are honest, and not willing to lie to bow down to anyone. Basara's faith and passion in the power of his songs is respectable, as he is a strong man of principle, willing to be beaten to keep singing and strumming his guitar. Now this is fiction, it shouldn't be taken that seriously. It's clear what can happen to a pacifist in the battlefield, but Macross 7 also makes it clear that the power of music is. Whether it's Planet Dance, Remember 16, Diamond Calling, or Holy Lonely Light, it wasn't the Zentradi that were taking the hardest hit from the music, it was me. I was moved enough to clench my fist and kneel along with Basara and his music. I formed an attachment to the power of Firebomber's songs, and was sad to get to the end when he sang the last song of the series. As a wanderer, he travels through space, and as seen in Dynamite, gets into some ridiculous situations. As much as Meline wants to follow him, he is going his own way. As much as Gamlin tries to fight with him and gets jealous, he hasn't seen the clear picture of what Basara is about. There is a hope to Basara's music that Gamlin is perplexed with. I understand that this has a lot of reused animation, and is infamous for it. I understand it has some hilariously bad frames that stand out at times. Still, it did not lower my enjoyment of this series. I am not looking for the perfect anime. I'll never find it. Everything is flawed. People give anime 10s, but say each 10 feels different, lower or better. Rating systems feel useless, because some people rate anime high because they love it, while rating others in the same way, despite that they have questionable production values. I never cared for a rating system, which is why I never made one. Either I liked the anime or I didn't. I don't need to bring numerical decimals into how much I enjoyed it. I want to talk about Vefidas, a character that is very silent in the series and rarely talks. Still, she does so much while saying so little. Her character is handled so cleverly I'd be foolish to dismiss her just because she rarely talks. A lot of the humor comes from the things she does in the background, and how she talks with her drumming. You can feel it. But when she talks, you know it's going to be something meaningful and critical towards the situation. I want to talk about Docker, who I don't think gets enough credit for his contributions to this series. A confident man who is also after Milling. I want to talk about Fizika, a sincere family man whose role in the story is vital towards the character development of Gamlin. And Gijo, who saw the importance of Basara and who struggled for Civil. As Macross 7 reached the end with Dynamite, I really felt the freedom that Basara has. This series explores this great effect with those last songs and the ending sequence of Dynamite's episodes. He said, "We are just going our way." He really was, singing and moving those who listen along the way, while staying too free to stay in one place. I made it a mission this year to find something that could top my favorites, because favorites in 3x3s always change. They never stay the same. If you are really looking, that is. Those who watch anime have to accept that they will never finish their plan to watch list. You can't say you've seen everything you need to, because too much anime exists, and not one person can really watch it all. It's near the end of the year now. I saw lots of trash with seasonal anime, and some great entries along the way with recommendations and other entries that I was looking for and researching myself to get into. Favorites feel needlessly picky and redundant at times, but I would like to recognize the works that really connected with me and left a big impact on me. If someone asks us for an anime recommendation, everyone has those top go-to recommendations that they prioritize first over everything else. Those few. Where I'm going with this is that Macross 7 took Legend of the Galactic Hero's spot as number 2 for me and tied with Ashura no Jo. In fact, Macross 7 almost forced me to rewatch Jo, but there isn't enough time for that right now. After watching this series, I could say I finally found what it was I was looking for. Still, this kind of journey never ends. This can't be the end. There is more out there that I must search for. Thank you for watching.
Diamond